They are currently sixth favourites to win the World Cup. Brazil are fifth. However, you look at it, both of them with equal odds. As we welcome in our South American expert, Gustavo Hoffman, joins us. Gustavo, let me ask you the simplest of questions, and don't give me your Brazilian bias. Who is the better team going into the World Cup, Brazil or Argentina?
Argentina, but we have to remember that Argentina didn't face any strong team over the last 4 years, including Brazil. When they faced Brazil in the qualifiers, it was still not the Brazil of Carlo Ancelotti. It was another Brazil, a very bad, very poor Brazil. So, but anyway, they are the champions, so I have to respect them. But I think that Brazil is Carlo Ancelotti's trying to construct a better team. A stronger team than what we used to see over the last month. But anyway, you saw the news, Wesley out. Wesley was already the backup for the right back. Éder Militão would be the starter. Now Brazil will have to use the third option at the right back, and our fullbacks were already our main problem, in my opinion.
So the bookies can't separate them. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with Brazil. I think Ancelotti will do a fairly decent job. I like Rafinha a lot. You know, if he can combine with Vinicius Junior. Casemiro came back into form. Whether he gets a starting berth or not at Manchester United for the last few months. Bruno Guimaraes, who we just saw score a goal, is a decent midfield player. Endrick will be probably a substitute and come off the bench. I think overall they've got a decent side, and they will be managed properly in Ancelotti. He'll keep them calm, they'll be well organised, and I think they'll play within a 4-4-2 almost.
So you get the deciding vote, Stevie?
I'm going to stick with Argentina.
Are you?
Yeah, I just think all round they're more solid, dependable. They certainly don't have the flair that Brazil have. But I think it's a bit of a stretch, just because Ancelotti's in charge, that all of a sudden they've jumped over the top of Argentina. So, yeah, no, I'm sticking with Argentina until Brazil show me otherwise.
Argentina have got a lot of players that, over the course of the last couple of seasons, haven't been in the first team of clubs. Someone like Molina at right back.
But there's something to be said.
And are you going to rely on Messi to produce one moment of magic?
There's a lot to be said for being there, done it, seen it, know what it's all about. And then when it really kicks in, when it really
Martinez going to be better than he was 4 years ago?
He's loving it.
I think he likes Brazil.
Gustavo, let's take a look at Robbo's tip then to win the World Cup. And their starting 11. As you mentioned, Wesley will be out now, picking up that injury. Is this the team that will start, do you think, that opening game against Morocco?
Well, Wesley out. Probably Danilo will be the starter, a former Juventus player, Real Madrid, Manchester City player, playing for Flamengo this season. We have a doubt in the left. We're not sure if it's going to be Douglas Santos or Alexandro. And then Paquetá will probably be a midfielder, ahead Casemiro and Bruno Guimarães. Then Rafinha and Vinicius on the flanks. And I don't think that Igor Thiago will start for Brazil. I think that's going to be Matheus Cunha and maybe Endrick, because Endrick has played a very good match against Egypt. He's a very good one. Ancelotti likes him. But I think that's most likely that's going to be Matheus Cunha.
It's interesting that you mentioned Paquetá. People who haven't followed his progress over the last 6 months think, what, he left a side that got relegated. How can he be starting for Brazil?
Well, he's a very good player. He was playing now this season for Flamengo, a giant from Brazil. He was having some good matches in Brazil. Ancelotti was watching him very closely. I think that Ancelotti knows his quality. That's why he's probably gonna be the starter, because Brazil, we all thought that Brazil would play in the 4-2-4 formation with only 2 midfielders, 4 forwards. But then Brazil lost Rodrigo, Estevão, Luis Henrique from Zenit was the starter, was the option for Rodrigo and Estevão. But I think that he didn't take a good opportunity with the injuries of the other players. So I think that Paquetá will be the starter, because Ancelotti understood over the last 2 matches that he needs one more midfielder. including because of that, he called Ederson. He didn't call a right back for Wesley, the replacement of Wesley. He called one more midfielder because now with Ederson, he has 6 options for the midfield. He had only 5, including Fabinho and Danilo Santos, midfielder from Botafogo. So I think that what he has done with the option over Wesley, it shows me that he's gonna use a formation with one more midfielder.
How many minutes is Neymar going to play in this tournament, Gustavo?
Well, tomorrow he's gonna have an MRI scan to understand his progress over the last week. He's still injured. He won't play in the first match of Brazil. So right now, I cannot say you that he's gonna be in the World Cup. I prefer to wait. Carlo Ancelotti said that he's gonna be in the squad, but anyway, I think that the scan tomorrow is gonna be very important to understand if he's really gonna have the condition to play. And even if he gained the condition to play, at least fitness to play, he won't be at his best. He wasn't already at his best, and now he hasn't played over the last 3 weeks. So right now, I wouldn't tell you that Neymar will be in the World Cup.
Let's look at Argentina and the possible starting 11 there, Gustavo. Robbo picked up a point that many are making. A lot of these players, inevitably, I believe, that's what happens in life, are a lot older than when they won the World Cup. How much are we at a stage where they're too old?
Well, I think that the main problem for Argentina, beside the age of some players like Rodrigo de Paul, including Messi, also Emiliano Martinez, I think that the main problem for Argentina is that, like I said, they didn't face any strong team over the last 4 years. They didn't play against any European side. And when they faced Brazil, it was a very poor Brazil. So I think that we're gonna have to see how the world champions are right now against some strong teams during the World Cup.
We thought Arsenal were going to be hard to watch.
Yeah.
Argentina are going to be that sort of psyche as well.
Now you've seen
Yeah, but
Romero
think about
at
it.
centre-half and somebody else.
Yeah,
You're still going for Argentina.
Hold on. Think about it, though. You're probably right. But guess what? They get it done.
Right.
They find a way of getting it done. And you look at that, and absolutely, correctly, you can turn around and say, well, he's getting on. He's getting getting on.
Yes.
But you know what? See that little thing in your brain called the brain?
Which the Scottish players haven't.
The Scottish players don't have. You talk about football brain. I mean, that team just smacks of it. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with the experience and the being there and the done it. Yes, if it comes down to physicality and legs, then obviously that may be a problem for them. But if they use their brains,
Right.
then it won't be a problem to them.
And we can talk about the heat actually a little bit later on. How does that factor in to legs and energy and this team and experience?
Well, it does. There's no question. Unless, well, number one, they're obviously going to be looked after incredibly well in terms of, finishing training with ice baths. I mean, the whole works.
Right.
Now, if they skip on anything, then we'll see it on the field. At the same time, the manager's going to have to, he's going to have to use his brains and take people off when he sees any sort of drop. So again, the question will not just be about the starting 11. The squad's going to come into it. And so that's the manager's job. The manager, in my opinion, is about picking 11 and throwing them out. Because this team knows how to play football. It's going to be the small details, when to pull Messi off, when not to play him. And that goes for probably 4 or 5 of those players. That's the key for Argentina.
When it comes to supporters' expectations, Gustavo, both Brazil and Argentina fans believe that their team are going to win the World Cup?
Yes, definitely. That always happens with Brazil and Argentina. The Brazilian fans really believe in the national team. And the main reason is an Italian, Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti gave back to the people in Brazil the hope to win the World Cup, because before him, you all remember what was happening to Brazil.